extra time.
Okay, well, thanks for speaking to us. End of day 3, a long way to go, a lot of runs to make. What is the plan as England go into these next couple of days?
I think it's just to keep staying positive. We've got stroke makers in the group and we want them to keep expressing themselves. And I think that's been one of the strengths over the 3 test matches we've played so far in the subcontinent is still trying to score. You know, I think if we sit there and try and defend for 2 days, we're not going to have much success. We're not going to go anywhere in the game, but we can certainly look to learn a lot about ourselves by looking at scoring. I think Dan Lawrence was fantastic to the way he played this evening was exactly how he wants to play cricket and how he can contribute to this team. So it was good to see him go and do that.
Ashwin and Kohli showed that you can get runs on this wicket despite the criticisms it's had. Can you take something from that?
Of course, I think Ashwin and Kohli were fantastic. Kohli, right from the first innings where, you know, maybe his feet were not as, I suppose they were probably a touch lazy compared to they were in the second innings. I thought he was fantastic, the way he got down to the ball, the way he got across the stumps, the way he forced us to bowl to areas that he wanted us to bowl into. And we need to take heed from that, especially with the way Ashwin came out and swept early, got the field he wanted, and then was be able to manipulate the lengths from there. They're in a really strong position. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to have to work really hard to try and grapple some of that back.
A tough day for England. Do you look for individual positives? The spinners took some wickets there as well. Ben Foakes behind the stumps as well.
Of course, there's positives all throughout any game of cricket, and it doesn't matter whether you're on the winning side or not. I think the fantastic thing is Mo Ali's bowled 60 overs in a test match and taken 8 wickets and probably should have had 9 or 10. Jack Leach has continued his improvements. Foakes, he comes back in his first game for a long time, impresses with bat and ball so far. So there's still lots to do, but you know, there's match winners in this group, and we've seen that before. I'm not about to say that, you know, we're 100% going to win this game, but what I am going to say is we'll shake a stick at it.
And just finally from me, there's been a lot of talk about the third umpire, some of the decisions as well. But did Joe Root get away with one towards the end there?
Well, look, let's be honest. I would have been disappointed if it was given not out. You know, it looked like, to be fair, live, it looked like it may have hit him outside the line, but then you watch the replay and it was pretty close. And umpire's call is close enough, isn't it?
Okay, thanks a lot. I'll let someone else jump in. Cheers.
Boris.
Jack Leach 4 for 100, Moeen Ali 4 for 98. Were you perhaps a bit disappointed, frustrated that the spinners didn't have an even bigger impact today on a surface like that?
Well, they certainly had a big impact this morning. Maybe the ball was newer, maybe it was harder. The impact this morning was fantastic, and they almost set up the game to really go away. Then a couple of chances, half chances, didn't go away. Did the ball get soft? Possibly. But I'm not disappointed. I think they put in a hell of an effort, 60 overs each. You know, they had one session off in 3 days, and it's not how you win test matches, Simon. So I think for them, they'll be tired tonight, they'll be tired tomorrow, but we should take a lot of positives and confidence out of that.
Moeen is returned to the side after not being in the middle for a long period. I mean, how difficult is that? You know, as a former spinner yourself and spin bowling coach, and how do you think he's gone in general?
Yeah, look, I think he's been really good. I think initially he showed signs of nerves and maybe a touch anxious about how it will go for him. But as the game went on, he himself was really positive about how he was doing his job, and it's good to see.
What have you been working on with England spinners?
Well, obviously consistency is always going to be that one that every spinner would strive for. But for me, it's plans around how we're going to play the game in the subcontinent and how the subcontinent players will play us. So I've asked them to bowl really straight at times, and when the wicket allows, let's go wider. But for me, it's just trying to get, as much as take wickets, it's how we're going to control the rate. They put us under pressure a lot of the time. They try to hit boundaries. They recognise that from that first game, that we were happy to go at 2s, 3s and over, knowing there'd be opportunities at times. And I think of this game here, in this test match, they put us on the back foot early doors, and they've paid some rewards for it.
Too many full tosses, too many 4 balls?
Look, I mean, when you're striving to hit the foot marks like they are, with lots of spin on it. There's going to be variation in lengths. That's fine. That's understandable. And like I said, they have bowled a lot of overs recently. It's taken a toll on them. I'm not saying that's an excuse. That is just part of the reason as to what the inconsistencies are about. That's the reason probably why we left Don Best out, didn't we? Because he's had a high workload and he looked tired at the back end of that test match with the 3-day turnaround. It was better off for him to take time out of the game and then come back for that third test, hopefully in Ahmedabad.
Hi, Jeetan. Just on the pitch itself, you'll be aware, no doubt, that it's created all kinds of extreme opinions, as social media tends to do. As a former spinner, I just wonder if you could give us your take on the contest between bat and ball, and whether it's something England perhaps needs to be a bit more understanding of when they arrive on pitches like this, that it's part of the game.
I think everyone knows when you come to the subcontinent, the pitch is going to spin. The first test in Sri Lanka, the ball spun from ball one. So I think we understand it all as a playing group. Maybe it's an educational thing for someone outside the group, but you're in the subcontinent, wickets spin. They don't seam around as much. The ball gets soft quicker. It doesn't swing as much. So there has to be something in the wicket. This one, has it accelerated a bit quickly? Probably so. But that is also playing in the subcontinent, just like when teams come to England or go to other places in the world where it seems around for too longer periods or the overheads affect the wicket. It's just cricket in different parts of the world.
Hi, Jeetan. On Moeen, he said he was going to go home, planning to go home after these two tests. Is that still the situation?
Oh, look, to be honest with you, mate, I'd love to be able to answer that question, but I can't. I'm not privy to that information, to be honest with you. Once this test match is over, I'm sure I'll know. I think we'll all know what the situation is. We'll be able to go from there.
And from your point of view, it's Mo's first test for since 2019, and 8 wickets. Are you pretty pleased with how he's gone?
Oh, mate, I'm stoked for him. I'm just disgusted for him that he didn't get a fifer. Really, he probably deserved it, if not 2. Probably deserved 10 in the match. I think he bowled well enough. He bowled enough good balls to be able to get that, but it just didn't quite work out for him. And look, I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that on his comeback test match to bowl 60 overs to contribute like he has. The one thing he's probably got left now is another contribution with the bat. Hello,
I just wanted to talk about Moeen again, please. Obviously, there are 1 or 2 loose balls in there, but his good deliveries, are you able to quantify how good they are compared to other off spinners you've seen? Can it seem that his best is very, very good?
Look, I don't know how you quantify it, mate. You see it like I said. I think they're amazing deliveries. They shape away from the right-handed bat. They dip, they hit the wicket hard, and they spin big. So I don't know what more people would want. Look, as you said, it's his first game back. He's had 2 weeks of intense training. Does that prepare you to play Test cricket in India? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. I think his rewards show that he's close enough, that he's good enough, and he'll certainly be better for the
Do you think it will have done enough to encourage him to want to play a bit more Test cricket more often?
I'm hopeful, mate. I love watching Mo play cricket. I love watching Mo bowl in any form of cricket, and I think he's got a lot to offer this group, especially around the changing room. So I hope that it's enough of a carrot for him. I suppose the one thing that I think Mo wanted or needed out of the cricket, especially red ball cricket, was a bit of love from the game, and I think he's got that. Now, hopefully he can score some runs and really fall in love with red ball cricket again.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Hi, Jeeves. I'm not sure what your view of this is, but when you see the opposition captain remonstrating with the umpires on a couple of occasions, once when he was batting, I think running down the middle of the pitch, and then obviously at the back end there with Joe Root's LBW appeal, what do you make of that?
It's not for me to comment on it, really, to be honest with you, Dino. It's the way they play cricket here. He revs up the crowd, he gets really involved, and it's probably one of his strengths. He needs to be, I feel he plays at his best when he's passionate and he's excited about what's happening, and he's got his influence, whether it's, when I say influence, I think it means excitement and passion for the game. And he showed that again today. And, he scored what was a pretty innings, a game-changing innings, really, him and Ashwin, and he needs those sort of things to stay up, and that's just the way Virat Kohli plays, and he does it very well.
And there's no issue with that in terms of pushing it too far or anything, because obviously, you know, you're talking about it potentially helping him. That's obviously maybe
Dino,
disadvantaging.
To be honest with you, mate, that's not for me to get involved in. That's match referees or whoever, or you know, people who watch the game or whatever. They can make their decision on that. That's just, for me, that's the way he plays his cricket. That's the way he gets the best out of himself. It's the way he gets the best out of the crowd, and his teammates follow him with it. So look, that's India at their best in India.
I'll put it another way. Then you played against Virat 4 times. He scored 100 and a double 100 against you.
Yes.
How do you cope with that as a player then when you're up against not only the skill of the man but also the passion of the man?
It's cool. It's cool to see, mate. It's cool to watch that he cares, and it's cool for me. Like I've played cricket when I played. It was years ago now. I was passionate as well, so I needed that, and I can see why he does it, because it gets him up, it gets him going.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.